Hello everyone, welcome back to the last and final video. In this video I'm going to start the Boolean process. This process consists of merging all the meshes of the model and create a single hollow piece like a hollow shell. This process is long and time consuming, but it's essential for creating the printed file, and time consuming mainly because this specific model has many objects, and each one requires a time to produce. And I will show you the beginning of the process, of course, because this is a very long process and time consuming process. And I will show you the beginning of this process and how to execute it, and some problems maybe arise and I will show you how to solve them, but it's not too difficult. The difficult process is a very easy process, but it's spending a long time, but it's not difficult things to do. First of all, you will need add-on. You must come to edit and preference. In add-ons you must be able to use the Bool tool, this one. You can see here, let me try to show you. Well, now you can show this. Let's come back to show you again. You need to come to edit and preferences, and add-ons. Here you must able to add a Bool tool. When you enable this tool gonna be here to edit. Here you can see Boolean. That's the tool what we use to make this process. So I usually start by the face, eyes and face, because it's very easy to understand. Let me hide the light and the camera. So I come to the eyes, I select these two eyes in the face, and let me show you one thing first, for you understand what is exactly the Boolean means, how it works. If you come here to sculpt mode and use the hide box, and you try to hide a face, let me do this here. Select this two, and no, it's better. When I try to hide and look inside, I can see the eyeballs inside the mesh. And if you let this and try to print this model without doing the Boolean, this meshes inside maybe can generate problem, get a problem to print, to make you 3D print. So that's why we use the Boolean process. And I just select this in this, and I'm select union. They're gonna make all this object, all this mesh, and try to make just one, and everything inside this mesh is gonna be deleted. You just make a shell for outside and a hello inside. Yeah, just press union. This spends some minutes or seconds. It's dependent of your PC. Yes, just a little. Okay, I'm selected. Let's isolate it and sculpt mode. Now if you use this hide box, you can see that inside part. Let me turn off the face orientation. I use it because sometimes when you try to use the Boolean, if the face orientation the normals are upside down, that's gonna make a problem for your STL file for print. You need all normals are okay. So I use it just to see if some object sometimes it's changed the normals, the side of the normals, and as you can see it's just a shell and you don't have that eyeballs anymore, and so the Boolean works. And I usually paint the miniature white color. The parts of the Boolean are already done. It's already done. And here we have the eyebrows, and select the face and use union here and wait a little and done, and then check again. I make this check all the time because sometimes the Boolean didn't works, the mesh didn't make the shell outside, and I need to come back again using Ctrl Z and fix the problem and try again. Now I'm gonna take neck and the head union. That's why I say to you it's a very time consuming process. Here, okay, makes the shell is not, the neck's not passing through into the head mesh. And you must pay attention in one very important thing. This junctures, I don't know how to say that. Just let me see how can I say it to you. This junction, that's a very strange word. This junction, it's a very crease here. Sometimes that junction here make some problems. So when I always see a very creased junction, I use the smooth brush. No, it's not smooth. This is smooth. To make it more, to take off that crease junction here, because sometimes the mesh here make a node inside. This node is like, I don't have anything to show you, but sometimes this make a loop inside. It's coming from away and make a loop inside and come back out, and you just see the crease between that loop, and inside you have positive normals. And what this when this happened, the Boolean didn't work. So that's why I use, it's like when you come inside, then come in here and make a loop inside, and this loop, this inside loop usually make a problem. And when you try to Boolean, it's probably happening here, and I will show you how to fix it. And come back to edit mode, and as you see, we have a 6.5 million of vertices. Is it too much vertices? You must choose to let your model less than 2 million. That's a good density for your print, especially because that print, it's a very small print. It's a print like this, not like this. This is a very large. You can see the difference, of course. So this one, you just need less than 2 million polygons, 2 million vertices. You don't need more than that. Okay, the hair and the face, and I use union. Wait a little. Sometimes it's time consuming a little. Okay, let's see how it works. That's color issue. It's happens all the time because I already had painting around the model, and this pattern is gone away when you use Boolean. Let's select here and see. Okay, there's no problem. It's not a problem, and you can fix some wrong part of the mesh. This part here you can see because it's you have the back of the model, but when you're gonna smooth this, gonna be here we have a very creased junction, and you need to take it off here, because here we had armor passing through there. If you have this very creased junction, that's problem. You will probably have a problem. You probably had a problem. That's a difficult phrase to say. Okay, times and times you need to do a process. You must to come to edit mode. You need to select just the Boolean meshes are already done, and then come to edit mode. You click in any empty space here and put the gizmo or mouse in the model and press L in your keyboard to select all the visible vertices, and then you press Ctrl I to invert, and as you can see here we have 12 vertices that are inside the model, and you just to grab it out. You must see if you don't have this proportional add-in selected. You deselect it and grab. You can see the little point, the little orange point there. There's a vertices inside the model. It's a fluctuating, it's a flying inside the model. You need to delete it. Just press delete and vertices, then gone. Now you have 0 vertices inside. You can check again. Press L in the keyboard, Ctrl I, and now you have 0 vertices and 0 edges, 0 faces. That's okay. So I'm gonna make this process for a long time now. Let's just show you. Probably in this mesh is gonna be a problem, and let me show you how to fix it. But if I do all right when I made my model, I probably don't have a problem. But let's see. Let's spend a time. So very bored. I really need a better PC to make it, because that's a too time consuming process. Sculpt mode, come here to hide box, and I'm gonna take here. I want to see this. As you can see, that shells working very well, and we don't have any meshes passing into the order, passing through in the orders. Okay, come back to object mode. Let's save. Ctrl Shift S to save a copy, and here I usually make another different file, because I don't want to lose the main file, because if I want to make some different pose for the same character, I can use the older file, and I create a new saved file just for the Boolean mesh process, because I don't want to lose my older. The one very important process that you need to do is always start with the let me see how can I say to you. Okay, you should always start with the object below, and then the one above. That's because you don't want to create a very creased zones like this one. If you can see here, we had here a very creased zone, and we're gonna have a problem probably. So let's try. Select this and then this, and press union here. Wait a little. Sometimes it's not a little, but I think it's work. Sculpt. Come and okay, it's a shell. We don't have this mesh passing into. You can see that this mesh here is exactly the flying vertices inside the model. That's why we make that process. We come to the edit mode, put the mouse in the mesh, press L in your keyboard, and then Ctrl I. Now we have 179 vertices, exactly these vertices, and we delete it. Now that's okay. It's happened a lot of times, and especially in modules with many objects. That's what I want to do. It's happened a lot of times, especially in the modules with many objects or many meshes. That's happened all the time. You have a flying meshes inside other meshes. Here, select union. Wait a little. Select again union. And wait more, wait. That's why it's a very boring process. I don't like to do this. I don't like to do it, but it's very necessary. Okay, that's a very nice shell inside. May you ask me, there's a problem if the mesh stay like this. It's not a real problem, but if you gonna print this model in a big one scale, this part here maybe accumulate some liquid, not solidified resin, and this will be a problem for you if you had a very big one. So how can I fix it? How can I take this part off here? You can add another mesh inside, like Ctrl A, mesh, UV sphere, and scale down, and put inside the head. Let's scale more, and you're going to sculpt mode and smooth to this, add to this sphere gone in the head, and you can see here, but stay there. Come back to it. You can see here the sphere are inside the head, and you select the head and you make union. Wait a little. Okay, come back here and sculpt mode. Now let's see inside again. Okay, on that point, then we have problem is gone, but we had one here. You need I've gonna to push my sphere a little more for this side. I don't use it because most part of my miniatures in a very small scale, so and not accumulate not solidified resin when I make it. And let's continue the process. After I made all my head, I usually boolean the bigger part of the members of the model, like chest, arms and legs, and I add just because it's that below object. Now here, okay, let's come back. The arms here, union, the other arm and union. Okay, let's isolate it. Sculpt mode. Okay, it's not, the arm's not passing through into the other. It makes a very nice shell. I just come here and smooth this part, these junctions here. That's junctions. That's a very difficult word to say. In Portuguese we say junções. Junções. Junction. There's no problem to smooth it because it's gonna be below the other meshes, and you can't see it anyway. But it's a very important process you need to do if you don't want to avoid problems. Okay, so I'm gonna continue it. When I had almost done, I back to the video to see the final, the end of this process, because it's gonna spend an hour or 1 or 2 hours to finish. It's a very long process, just especially for me, specifically for me, because my PC is not very powerful PC, and it spend times. And I come back when I have finished to show how you're gonna save this model and import it, export it, and import it to your slasher to the ChiTuBox. I use the ChiTuBox to make my printed files. Okay, so I'm gonna continue it, and you can see it. When I finish, I come back to talk to you. Okay. Hello everyone, finally we finished the Boolean process, and now we have this very beautiful hello shell, perfect to use for a 3D print. And let's show how it's look like. Come to sculpt mode and let's hide a half, and you can see this very beautiful hollow shell, and you can use this to hide this side too, to see we have a very beautiful and usual hollow shell, perfect for 3D print. Now what we're gonna do to export it for ChiTuBox or another slicer, you need to come to object mode, press 1 in your keyboard, and you see this grid. This grid are the scale of your model. Each, let me turn up to the X line here, X axis. You can see this big square here. Each little square like this, it's 1 millimeter. It's 1 millimeter for each little square, and this big square is 10 millimeters. So you need to select it and scale at the size you want the miniature printed. So we have 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 50 millimeters. Let's scale a little more. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's too much bigger. Here I think it's okay. I have 1, 2, 3, and 30 millimeters, 13 millimeters, and 31, 2, 3, 4. You must see the eye lines. The eye lines, it's between 1, 2, 3, and 3 and 4 millimeters. 33, 34 millimeters. We need a little more because the eye lines must be exactly in the scale what you want, and I want it 37. But as this character are with his leg bending, it's not too tall because it's bending, and I'm gonna stay the line eyes in 35 millimeters. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this line here, I need to scale down a little. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's between the 5 and the 6 millimeter. That's okay. And now we're gonna hide here the base and select this one, and come here at file, export, and export STL. Let me show you you can see the window, but it's not a problem. Now you can see the window. I already had this STL file, so you just need to come here and save the STL. I have already my model saved, and you do, and then come back here to the file and export to obj2, because sometimes you need the object extension file for something, I don't know. And I saved it in my file. There's 2 extensions, and I hide the model and show my base, and do the same thing, export STL, select my folder, and select the name here, base, as we have here, and save in STL in obj2. That's what I do to export my files for ChiTuBox. Now we're gonna see this in ChiTuBox. Let me hide here. Okay, let me see what ChiTuBox. Okay, now you can see everything. Here is ChiTuBox, and you just need to come here and open, and you looking for your STL file previously saved. Select the files, the base and the the character, and okay, it's done. It's here. If you select here your model, you will see that are in a 30.92 millimeters, and when you put in up, you put in the base, it increase a little, not too much, but increase a little. Oh, I see it wrong. It's a z-axis. In z-axis it had 39 millimeters, and here had it 4.5 millimeters. So you have a 41 millimeters miniature. If you want to scale down, you just come here and decrease the radio. I must decrease. If you decrease the character, you need to decrease the base too. So I come here to 19%, 35 millimeters, and I come here and 19.2. Okay. And here you must to use, if you have a ChiTuBox in a Pro version or advanced version, you must to use some tools to make your supports. You make the auto supports. When you're going to add your supports, you need to turn this model little. You come here in rotation in y-axis, and it's actually in z-axis. Come here and rotate in minus 45 degrees. Here too, minus 45 degrees. Now you just need, if you use the automatically auto support, you just select auto support here and apply. And gonna process auto support process in progress. And when it finished, you will see the supports are done. You just need to turn down the view to see this red part here. I usually add a little more supports here, because sometimes that part, it's a very important part, this head part here in the 3D print, because this part creates some islands in the print. I about to talk with you, like to this process in another video. There's no problem, because this is not the reason of this video. Here you have here too, and I'll add a little one here too. And if you have patience, you will need to do this to make this process works very well for print your model. So then when you finish, you just need to save the project and save this project and use in your 3D printer as you want. So this is it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like it, because for me it's a very nice things to do. This is a first video series that I make for YouTube, and I hope you enjoy. I hope I help you. I think it is. I don't know how to say that, but I hope I can help you. And if you want to learn more, you just need to watch my videos. I will gonna start, and probably, of course, we're gonna start another videos, and we're gonna start a male model, and we're gonna make all objects, because when you start this model specifically, I already have a lot of objects, a lot of parts of the armor and other things already done, because I have make it before for the male character, and when I start the female character, I use the same objects, the same armor parts. And in the next model, I will start all of the beginning. We just have in the beginning just the base mesh of the male, the male elf, and we're gonna make all armor, all clothes, all everything. the weapons and other things. So that's it. I really appreciate you stay with me all this time, and I hope you enjoy it. I already said that before, but it's very nice for me to make it. It's specifically because I'm Brazilian, and here in Brazil we don't have too much designers who want to share his knowledge with everyone, and here is very difficult. I need to learn English, a little English, just for learn how to model my 3D models, and I am very happy to make it, to do this. I hope if these videos can help everybody who wants to see it. So that's it. I'll see you later, see you next video, and we're gonna start a new model in the next video. Bye.